Hey guys, today I am drawing another dog similar to the dog I drew back earlier this summer, where it's basically the dog, obviously, but just on a white background, so main focus just drawing the dog, because dogs are adorable, especially this one in particular. And while I will not say this dog's name, I would just like to say that this is the nicest and the most sweetest dog you will ever meet, even if she likes to chew on your feet. So, anyways, let's move on to the actual drawing. I'd like to give a quick summary of what my process is so then I can mention each part as I get to it. So I start out with a really basic sketch, and I don't really do a refined sketch like I might with my normal paintings. Instead, I just go straight in with laying in colors. And this coloring stage is really what has been giving me trouble. Not in a sense that I find it really difficult. Really, my problem is that I'm not super great at choosing colors, so what I usually do in things like this, especially with capturing likenesses, is I will color pick from the image, which is what I did for pretty much this entire thing. And sometimes I wonder, like, if it's something I need to mention, or if I'm, like, stealing, or if it's not right. I'm not really sure what to think of that, but I mean, I definitely learn a lot from it, and then when I do my other illustrations where I don't color pick, then I feel like it makes it a lot easier. So if you have an opinion on that, you can let me know, but that's just always what I've thought. So right now I'm working on refining everything, and a main focus of mine was getting the texture of the fur right. So I noticed overall that on this dog there were 3 different fur textures. One is especially prominent on the leg on our lower left, where there's like this kind of swoopy thing. So that's basically where the fur is the longest. And then the other texture of fur that I noticed was on the main body, where it was basically like a solid color, like there wasn't much texture. And then finally a third one is up on the forehead, which I've not done it yet, but when I get to it I'll mention it. But it's more of a coarse texture, I guess, and there's a lot more color variation. And I had to keep texture in mind because I got into a certain, like, I just kept going with the painting. I had a groove going, and so when I got to the little collar, the metal part, I almost did it the same way that I was doing the fur, which was a lot looser, but I had to remind myself to think of the texture, so that was definitely something that played a big role in the painting of this. Yeah, I am almost to the face, which I save for last. I save the things like the face and the eyes for last because I feel like I need to work on everything else, and I really want it to give the dog personality without having the face refined, because usually what I do is I rely on the face to give the dog like life, or not just dogs, but when I draw people too. And so saving it for last and making sure that the whole painting is strong and it all goes together, that definitely helps. And then at the very end I refine the face, which is what I'm doing now, and then at the very, very end, I did the eyes, which is really, I'd say, my favorite part. So what I was just doing was adding that texture to the forehead of the dog, where it was more coarse and more color variation, like I mentioned. And I really like how it turned out, because it didn't take like a super long time, but I still think it looks nice. So I'm just adding the highlight to the eyes, finishing up a few things around the neck and the collar, and here is the finished illustration. Thanks for watching. Bye!